let's take a look at Henry Turner's wall. Yo ho, it's Vlogmas. Greetings, mates, welcome back to Pirate's Life, and welcome to another episode of Vlogmas. Today's video is a video I've wanted to do for a long time, and I wanted to focus on Henry Turner's wall that we see at the beginning of Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Men Tell No Tales. So the first thing we see in the film is a picture on his wall. And we know that this wall is in the Turner homestead in Port Royal, and I love how the film starts with the glances of the different images you see on the wall. You see different drawings, sketches, so it's very subtle. There's no dialogue, but there's music, and you see Jack Sparrow right away on the wall. Plus you see Henry grab the calendar that shows Will Turner's curse, or his father's curse. He grabs that, and then he has a map of the surrounding area. So a while back, this Tumblr page I follow posted these concept art images done by Jim Carson. And with these images we get a lot more detail of what's on Henry's wall. So I'll show here, we can see more details about the calendar. Henry even did a drawing of Davy Jones, and I love how they made it so that like young Henry would have drawn this. He wrote octopus tentacles for beard, Flying Dutchman dives to ocean floor, tentacles for hands, crab head. So it makes me wonder, did Elizabeth describe all this to him, or did he find out about this from other pirate tales or other pirate books maybe? It'd be interesting to find that out. Henry's second drawing of Davy Jones is Davy Jones on the Flying Dutchman with either Will Turner or Jack. I think it's Will because he doesn't have a beard, but underneath the Dutchman there's a sea monster, which is moving on to more of the concept art or the images on his wall. So now the next image is a Poseidon lithograph or Poseidon image we see at the beginning of the film. But this is really beautiful art. It shows Poseidon with a trident. I wish you could get this framed. Maybe you can buy this somewhere and I'm just not sure. But I really like this image of Poseidon. And then he goes back to sea monsters. So we obviously know about the Kraken and mermaids. But did these images depict real creatures in the universe? Or did he just draw them based on pirate tales that weren't true? Or did Elizabeth encounter a sea monster in a tale between Pirates 3 and 5? But I think it could be interesting if we see some of these creatures in a future film. And maybe we'd see the creature, but true fans like us would be like, hey, those were in concept art for Henry's wall. The next sea monster is very interesting, and it's a very tongue-in-cheek reference to another Disney film, The Little Mermaid. So it's just listed as sea monster, but it shows a woman sea creature with two eels, and it says, this is a strange creature with octopus legs. So is The Little Mermaid canon in Pirates of the Caribbean? That would be interesting, not to go off topic too much, but if they connected the new Little Mermaid live action film to Pirates of the Caribbean, maybe not so explicitly, but it's rumored that Rob Marshall, the director of On Stranger Tides, is going to do the live action Little Mermaid. So maybe he could do a connection between the two universes, even if it's just an Easter egg, or if we see a Penny of the Black Pearl somewhere. I think that would be amazing. But the rest of these images that we see in this concept art are just more sea monsters, and I'm not sure if they're based on actual other drawings. One of these pictures has a note from Henry: giant sea snake, can swallow a skiff or like vessel, very aggressive hunter. So again, I want to know, how did Henry find this information out? Did he just read books, or are there tales that Elizabeth told him somehow, that she encountered these creatures somehow? Because there was a big time gap in between At World's End and Dead Men Tell No Tales, so maybe she went on some adventure as the Pirate King, and she encountered these beasts. The last image I'm going to touch on, I'll show some more of the concept art, but is this one that shows a ship with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sea monsters. It says, Cursed Day, Nightmare Night. Then it says some word, I don't know, I just thought it was really interesting to look at the concept art for Henry's wall. But again, maybe these creatures that he has on his wall could be a clue to an upcoming film, or maybe a comic or something. I just thought it was really interesting. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Pirate's Life and this episode of Vlogmas. I'll be back tomorrow with yet another episode, and remember, there'll be more than one way to live the pirate's life. Top mates.